RTI is a three-tiered educational approach that seeks to help students who are struggling in one or more areas that could involve learning or behavioral needs. Based on the level a student is on, they are given interventions with intentions to increase their rate of learning. By doing this, they seek to prevent academic failure. The student's progress is closely measured to make sure that they are improving.
Response to intervention can be thought of as a three-tier cake.
Within this cake, the first tier would be thought of as whole class instruction, being high-quality classroom instruction, screening, and group interventions. With this whole class instruction, you want to monitor your students as they progress and see what works best for them. You monitor them through their pro-social positive behaviors. You want to increase positive behaviors by including classroom rules or classroom expectations for your students. And you put this into place by teaching, modeling, practicing, and observing how your students respond to these instructions. You want early interventions to catch anything early, and you want to make sure you model these proper behaviors along with having good class management.
The next level is Tier 2. This is the targeted level. In this level, students lag well behind their peers, demonstrate weak progress on screening measures, and require some form of intervention. The goal is to provide support for these students to meet their needs, to keep them in class learning, and to avoid escalation of more intensive services. There's an intervention plan called the ABCs. The A stands for antecedent, and this one is to set up the students for success by teaching, pre-correcting, practicing, and scaffolding. The letter B stands for replace behavior. This is what we want the students to do instead. And the C stands for outcome, what happens when the students demonstrate the behavior or the skills. One plan of strategy is the check-in, check-out, which is where students of Tier 2 come and check in with a special needs teacher to see how they are doing and what they should do to do better that day.
The third tier of the response to intervention is intensive intervention and comprehensive evaluation. This tier focuses efforts on the needs of individual students who are experiencing sufficient problems in academic, social, and/or behavioral domains. Students are referred to a comprehensive evaluation if they do not achieve the desired level of progress during their interventions in Tier 1 or
Response
Tier 2.
To intervention is
And
a three-tier
therefore they
approach
can be
to
eligible
teaching
for
that
special
utilizes
education under
The first tier is intervention
Individuals
for the
with
whole
Disabilities
class. The
Education
second tier is
Improvement
intervention
Act
for
of
select
2004.
students. And the third tier is intervention for individuals.
To recap our presentation,
When teachers are assessing
response
their
to
students
intervention
at
is a
each tier
three-tier
in
approach to
regards
teaching that
RTI,
utilizes intervention.
They will ask themselves
The
three
first tier
questions.
is intervention
The
for the
first
whole
question
class.
is,
The
who
second tier is
experiencing the
intervention for
problem
select
and what
students,
specifically is
and
the
the third
problem?
tier is
The
intervention
second
for
question
individual
is,
students.
what intervention
When
strategies
teachers are
can be
assessing
used
their
to
students
solve
at
the
each
problem
tier
or reduce
in
its
regards
severity?
to RTI,
And the final
they will ask
question
themselves
is,
three questions.
Did the problem or
The first
problems
question is,
go away
who is
or
experiencing a
decline in
problem
severity
and
as
what
a result
specifically
of the
is the problem?
interventions?
The second question is, what intervention strategies can be used to solve the problem or reduce its severity? And the final question is, did the problem or problems go away or decline in severity as a result of the interventions?